The M6 Mac Mini represents a fundamental pivot in Apple's desktop silicon strategy. For nearly a decade, buying an entry-level Mac meant making an uncomfortable compromise. Accept an underconfigured base storage drive or pay steep upgrade premiums that shattered the machine's budget appeal. With the transition to the M6 platform, Apple is abandoning that legacy constraint. By establishing a true 512GB standard baseline across the lineup, the M6 Mac Mini solves the physical, operational, and financial bottlenecks that previously limited base model performance, making it the most balanced compact desktop computer ever built. To understand why the 512GB base upgrade is a game-changer, you have to look at the structural limitations of the prior 256GB configurations. In everyday workflows, 256GB of internal storage is no longer adequate for modern computing demands. Operating systems, application binaries, system caches, and local data footprints have expanded rapidly over the past few years. A fresh installation of macOS, when combined with essential professional applications like Final Cut Pro, Logic Pro, Xcode, or the Adobe Creative Cloud Suite, easily consumes between 80GB and 120GB before a single project file is even created. When you factor in system swap files, local indexing databases, temporary render caches, and user data, a 256GB drive is quickly operating near full capacity. Operating a solid-state drive near peak capacity inflicts severe performance and longevity penalties. SSDs rely on free space to execute where leveling, block erasure, and garbage collection algorithms efficiently. When drive usage exceeds 85% to 90% of total capacity, write amplification increases dramatically, reducing overall write speeds and accelerating cell degradation. Furthermore, macOS relies heavily on unified memory architecture, UMA, and dynamic paging. When unified memory becomes saturated under heavy multitasking, the operating system uses the internal SSD as virtual memory swap. If the SSD lacks sufficient headroom, system performance drops significantly, causing UI stutters, application lag, and delayed render times. The underlying issue with previous 256GB base configurations was not just total capacity, but physical drive architecture. To lower manufacturing costs on previous generation entry-level models, Apple transitioned from using two separate 128GB NAND flash memory chips to a single high-density 256GB NAND chip. This engineering decision effectively cut the drive's memory bus bandwidth in half. Solid-state drive controllers achieve high-speed read and write operations by accessing multiple NAND chips in parallel across separate channels, similar to a multi-lane highway. By reducing the physical chip count to one, the memory controller lost its parallel bus advantage, cutting sequential read and write performance by 30% to 50% compared to higher capacity tiers. The move to a 512GB baseline fixes this architectural bottleneck. By utilizing two high-speed 256GB NAND chips operating in parallel, the M6 Mac Mini restores dual-channel flash bus connectivity across every configuration tier. Sequential read and write speeds double compared to legacy single-chip drives, restoring data transfer rates to over 3,000 megabytes per second. This bandwidth increase directly improves everyday system responsiveness. Large application suites open instantly, high bitrate 4K and 8K video footage scrubs without dropping frames. Massive project directories load smoothly, and heavy background swap file operations occur without throttling active tasks. Beyond storage improvements, the M6 System-on-Chip (SoC) itself delivers significant architectural gains. Manufactured on TSMC's advanced 2nm process node, the M6 chip packs higher transistor density into a compact die layout, yielding improvements in both raw compute efficiency and thermal performance. The architecture features a 12-core CPU configuration split between performance and efficiency cores, alongside an upgraded 12-core GPU featuring integrated hardware ray tracing and neural accelerators built directly into the graphics compute blocks. This architectural shift enables substantial real-world performance gains across various professional workflows. Local AI and machine learning execution. On-device artificial intelligence execution relies heavily on low-latency memory access and raw tensor processing capabilities. The M6 neural engine, paired with GPU-embedded tensor accelerators, delivers up to 4x faster local inference times for running open-source large language models, LLMs, local diffusion image generation, auto-transcription pipelines, and real-time video isolation tools without sending sensitive data off-device. Media Engine Acceleration. The updated Media Engine features dedicated hardware acceleration for H.264, HEVC, ProRes, and AV1 codecs. Budget-conscious videographers can edit multiple streams of 8K